The question is really asking whether the student has a right to an individualized education program, and also whether the student has a right to be educated in what's known as the least restrictive environment. There's a preference in the law, wherever possible, for students to be educated with non-disabled peers to the greatest extent possible, as long as it's not too disruptive for the class. So this particular mom, so she's from Southern California, so if we look at it under California law, what we clearly see is that there is this right to an individualized education plan, and there is a right to be educated in the least restrictive environment. Now, sometimes what happens is people don't realize that right, the right to be in the least restrictive environment, means that if you need supports and services to be successful in the classroom, you're entitled to them. If the alternative would be instead that you had to be educated in a special day class. So it's illegal for the district to put her in a special day class just in order to avoid the cost of a one-to-one aide or a skilled behaviorist. And so, part of the analysis would be, whether a group of 15 autistic boys as classmates in a special ed class would be the least restrictive environment, and obviously it would not be as long as she can function successfully in the general ed class with support. And part of the reason there's this preference for the least restrictive environment is the notion is that she would really benefit, all students would benefit from modeling the behavior of neurotypical peers, and you're less likely to get that if you're in a special day class. But we see these cases all the time where the fight is about what really needs to be done so the student can be included in the least restrictive environment. And districts usually have to be, told that A, I know what my rights are, and B, I'm going to insist that my daughter can be successful if you give her proper support. And then I just kind of wanted to close by saying there are a lot of resources on the internet now for parents that do a very good job of discussing these basic concepts. I wanted to mention two. One is called Rights Law, WRIGHTS-LAW, and that's kind of a multi-jurisdictional source of information that talks a lot about these different, education problems as they come up, and that this one would be one of them. The other is something that's particular to California. It's put out by a disability rights organization. It's called Student Rights and Responsibilities, and it's a great book. It's basically an online series of questions about, what do I do if, or is it correct that? And I found it to be really well written and sophisticated too, but not inaccessible at all. So I highly recommend that.